Illegal elbow.
Elbow techniques. This is the elbow. An elbow from here. I'll throw the elbow.
Yeah, the illegal elbow.
Welcome back, just like that!
Hey, welcome to Illegal Elbow MMA and more. It's Brian from LegalElbow.com and Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And this is Dan from MMA Aftermath on Facebook and Twitter.
Just an absolutely staggering performance by the challenger. Ronda chased her, she went after her, and Holly Holm countered beautifully. She just fought the perfect fight.
Cracked open a cold one, man.
Yeah.
I think that was actual audio of the head kick, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. The jaw breaking? Oh,
jeez, man.
I didn't confirm the jaw breaking broke, but yeah.
But, has it been confirmed or no?
No, I've been hearing rumors of it. I've been doing stuff all day, so I haven't really gotten into it. But it's the Aftermath people. Yeah, we were talking back and forth on social media night of, but since then we've really been out of the loop. Seeing memes here and there, but as for post-fight press conferences, I don't think Ronda Rousey showed up for it.
No, she didn't. No, she wasn't there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was the head kick that broke the jaw, but that jaw was taking punishment for that head kick because starting off in this fight, and I'm going to touch more on it, but it seemed like Ronda's cardio was in question, along with if she couldn't impose her will. Like one guy said on there, don't believe your own fucking hype about coming in and taking these chicks out in 30 seconds. She couldn't do that. She even took her down, couldn't impose her will on the ground, got stuffed on judos, takedowns, and got taken down herself. Fucking all this shit, and just totally exhausted by the end of the first, and basically, in my opinion, done going into the second, dude. It was only a matter of time. Holly Holm's picking her apart with that front right jab. Like I said, I'll get more into it, man, but out of her game plan, frustrated, owned, dismantled, champion was... Oh, man, Holly Holmes, I didn't expect it. A lot of people out there, I'm saying, there probably was quite just a little bit of people that truly thought Holly Holmes could do this, but I would have to say the majority was going for Ronda Rousey, dude. I know I was. This was a shocker.
Oh yeah, for me, absolutely a shocker because, and I mean, I should have been a little bit smarter with someone of boxing like this, but at the same time, it's like I just one of the reasons why I just dismissed her is like she hasn't really fought anybody, but it's like, dude, you can't really say that, I don't know. I don't want to, even bother getting into that part of it, but it's just there's so much preparation that they did that was just spot on, man. I mean, spot on. Instead of worrying about, learning submissions or, which she really doesn't need at this point. I mean, maybe it's not a bad idea going down the road, but
not even getting him into the position to get submitted in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, her defense was top notch, man. I mean, they did an amazing job on her. And I don't use that word very much, but they did an awesome job on her for this fight, specifically for this opponent. And it's just, they couldn't have done a better job, really. I mean,
using her reach to impose her striking will and getting out of the way when Ronda Rousey came in with her lackluster striking skill. And Ronda Rousey had no striking defense, bro. Zero.
No, her head movement was null and void. I mean, there was no head movement whatsoever, and she was just getting blasted on. And it's, you know, I mean, Ronda will be back. You know what I mean? Unless this just knocks the fear of God into her or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think she's never been beaten this bad because of judo tournaments and stuff like that. This does crazy things to people, but you know, I would think she'll be back. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and the hiatus, the year off thing is going to be perfect for her because she can slowly build her confidence back up right now because she don't want to watch the replay of this because this was fucking embarrassing to see a champion get just utterly dismantled and then knocked the fuck out and then pummeled on the ground and wasn't a good look. Like I said, the memes are like thousands of them are.
Oh yeah, they're coming out of the woodwork,
like,
man. I know.
She's not going to be doing any covers of any swimsuit magazines anytime soon because
and with a broken jaw that might screw up her movie thing, man.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's confirmed, you know what I mean. You know, we don't know just yet, but a lot of people are talking about it. But
going back to the don't believe your own hype and maybe looking past a fight, looking past your opponent. And shit, I was looking past the Holly Holm.
Yeah.
And to look at a Holly Holm that was taking on other fighters and you needing 3 rounds to beat these fighters, and then looking at a Ronda Rousey who would just eliminate her opponents in the matter of seconds.
Right.
You know, that alone, just as a fight fan or even somebody who watches it all the time, you know, like even the best of the best, Joe Rogan's even, you know, Ronda Rousey's the best of the best. But for this fucking fight, Holly Holm came in here and yeah, to me, Ronda Rousey didn't look. Her face looked a little fucked up, gaunt or whatever in the Friday weigh-ins. You know, it was just something off, you know. And coming into this fight, her cardio, I'm going to harken back to the cardio, was just to be that tired, hon. You know, that tired at the end of the first. Too. What's that?
I think it's a little bit of punch drunkenness too. She was
punch drunkenness too, but you know, I think trying to impose her will, taking downs, having the failed takedowns, having the failed power punches where she's trying to, you know, kind of like do a Superman haymaker in at Holly Holmes, and Holly Holmes is just like, I'm fucking out of here. You know, I'm not going to go in for this shit. I'm going to do a Machida approach, and when you come in for attack, I'm just going to circle around the fucking ring, you know, not let you, just take you out of your game plan, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that one part where
frustrating her.
Yeah, man, and that one part where she totally dodged her, got around her, and Ronda just kind of fell, and then, you know, fell against the cage and then turned around, and she was so wobbly at that point. Yeah. It's like, I think she's still
awkward.
Yeah,
that's when I wrote on the thing. I said the champ's in trouble.
Yeah,
I texted on a thing. I said the champ's in trouble, and I think that what you're talking about was like the end of the first. You know, the end of the first, she took some shots at the end of the first too, where she started bleeding. Her hole from her nose down to her chin was just basically streaming blood, dude.
Ugly, man. Ugly. It's I don't know, man. We could probably go on about the Holly Holm Ronda Rousey thing all night, really. I mean, and make an hour show out of just that fight.
It's going to bring up so many different facets. You know, you already got Cupcake coming out of the woodwork with her, you know, Cupcake and her tweets. We're going to hear from Cyborg soon. You know, we're going to hear from all these other implications of now everybody's going to be calling out Holly Holm. And then, you know, oh, you know, this and that. Well, guess what? Holly Holm's probably going to fight once or twice again before Ronda even comes back, in my opinion. Ronda's gone for a year.
They're talking about a rematch. You know, Dana's talking about a rematch. He was saying that there was nothing wrong with Ronda, that she seemed like everything was fine, which, you know, he might not even know about the broken jaw because he didn't go to the hospital with. So, I mean, you know, but I don't know.
I don't know if he might have still, if he's saying it that soon, there might, you know, I think he might have been a little shocked too. You know, you might want to ask Ronda first before you start calling rematches.
Right. Well,
Ronda might want to go do some soul searching along with the movies.
Right. So. Right. No, yes. This like I was saying earlier, man. This might be one of them things that just scares the fuck out of her so bad she might be like, I'm going to need to take some extra time off. You know what I mean? get
we
my
didn't
brain
know
back
about.
in order.
We didn't know. I don't think we knew about Gina Carano not fucking coming back after she got her ass beat by Cyborg until a little bit later, where she just didn't come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if Ronda goes out and she starts making that cash like Carano did, making that Hollywood cash, and you don't have to get beat up for it. I'm not saying that that's what Ronda is going to do because she's such a competitor.
Yeah.
But this was a fucked up loss, dude. This is like not you were in a war with Miesha Tate or whatever for 3 rounds. No, you got annihilated, dude. Like I said, your game plan didn't work out in the first so many seconds or the first part of the first round, and all bets were off. You couldn't cope with it, I guess. I don't know, but to me, it's Ronda Rousey. I would have to pick a Ronda Rousey if they rematch, dude. But Ronda Rousey, to me, would have to come in and just scrap the offensive striking and up the defensive, the defense on the striking, and just try to get some takedown offense going to where you can get in on her and impose your will. Because this chick is, if you really think about it, she's holds belts in 3 different freaking martial arts disciplines. So, what is she? She's UFC, boxing, and kickboxing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know if she had a belt in kickboxing or not, but you're probably right. Maybe she did.
Somebody put a
few
post up there
boxing.
about the first person to have that accolade. So
right, yeah, and it's who better of a person to get it too? I mean,
yeah.
The way as hard as she's worked through this,
I didn't give her credit,
camp.
man. I'll be the first one to say I didn't give Holly Holmes credit. Because I was like, hey, she didn't call this fight out. They kind of,
they threw it in her lap.
Because I thought they threw her in the fire, and she was tested by fire, and she came out fucking tempered steel, man. So, props off to Holly Holm, man, and
awesome,
bright future, and all the cats are going to be scratching at the door now. So,
oh yeah. Speaking of cat, it'd be an interesting fight right there.
Yes, it would. It's like I said, it's a smorgasbord of opportunities now for Holly Holm, which, personally, I think she deserves a 3-month, 4-month hiatus and let her enjoy this. Dude.
Yeah, exact. My words exactly. Let her enjoy it, man. Let her
soak it in.
Soak it in and enjoy family time. And I guess she's got some huge homecoming coming Wednesday when she gets home, because she's going to stay over in Australia till Wednesday. But she's going home Wednesday. I guess there's this huge, because she's in Albuquerque, and over there, I guess they're really supportive of her. I guess so. They're going to have this huge homecoming thing for her. So, but they've been talking about it a little bit, and I thought it was kind of weak because Ariel Helwani asked her about it. He's like, "Have you known anything about that?" And it's like, dude, maybe they wanted it to be a surprise. Why would you ask her about it? But I don't know. I mean, how do you keep that a surprise? But at the same time, But I just thought it was kind of weird that he had asked that question. But it's beautiful, man. I mean, picture perfect, beautiful head kick, and it's just like those 2 extra shots on the ground weren't even necessary, man. That chick wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, another guy mentioned it too, and I'm going to put it right up there with it. And we were watching it live when it happened, when fucking Buster Douglas fucking knocked out Mike Tyson. The Mike Tyson, the guy that everybody thought was untouchable, unbeatable.
Yeah.
And a guy that Mike Tyson probably looked past. Yeah. Kind of like a Rousey did with a Holm. Looked past, maybe. Rest on past laurels, past wins, instead of training for your opponent and taking them a little more serious. Because Ronda Rousey right now, she's huge, man, just like Mike Tyson was. She's on everything. She's on every freaking magazine and every commercial. This was epic, dude. Epic. Mass proportion, historical in this sport right now.
I want to go ahead and say, that I had one meal today because I was so full from eating all my words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put on Facebook. I'm like, I got breakfast and lunch out of the way here, man, from eating all these words, man. But serious apology from me, man, to Holly Holm. It's like, man,
Yeah.
you knocked
Same.
my teeth in.
I won't be
hole.
second guessing Holly Holm, the champion, any longer.
Yeah.
I'll be praising her. So props to the champion, and another major accolade onto the pile of accolades that she's already amassed, and now which probably could be considered a legendary career.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what's going to happen with her moving forward, and who's going to be her next opponent.
Yeah, I think it will be Rousey. That's if Rousey's able to even do. I don't know. I think
that's a full year of a healthy Holm having to wait around for a Rousey. It's like,
yeah,
you're going to have Cat scratching at the door, like you said. You're going to have Cupcake, cooking up treats in the bakery on Twitter, and Cyborg's going to be putting her half cent in on Twitter too. So,
right.
But
it throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing, man. Really, it really does, because everybody's gunning for Ronda, and it's like, well, you don't have to gun for her anymore, But it'd be interesting to see how Ronda's going to come back too. You know what I mean? Does she come back fresh and or does she come back a little broken? You know what I mean?
Humbled.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see her humbled, because I think she did buy her own hype so much that she thought she was untouchable, like you said, but like a Mike Tyson, man, she thought he was untouchable. So, but I mean, and like I said, I don't use this word very much. Amazing performance by Holly Holm. Just shocking.
Imposed her will. It really didn't look, it didn't look flustered. Just looked focused, man. Really, it imposed her will.
Focus is a perfect word too, man. Focus the entire time, and it took her almost under 5 minutes to ruin a champion.
Yeah. And it wasn't no luck shit either, man. It was
not 5. It'd be about more like 8. 8 minutes to ruin a champion.
Yeah. And it was a straight ruin, man. It was fucking Bangladesh, destroyed, destruction. Rousey. Sorry.
And you saw the way Ronda got up. Ronda kind of should have rolled over on her back, when she kind of had that little slip or whatever, where she kind of fell and then got back up and turned around. She almost should have just jumped down on her back, and then Holly Holm would have made her, would have backed up, made her get up.
You could see the way she was, some of her movements. It was almost like she was in a situation she hadn't been in before.
Yeah, this is
being punch drunk, your senses are fucked, your faculties aren't there, and
you could tell, man. You could totally tell. Yeah, she was out of her element, out of her wits. I mean,
and props to Holly Holm. She could have sat there and fucking tried ending it a few times, but picked her shots, didn't gas, and she knew the end was coming.
Yeah.
And just like the end was, we're gonna flip around some of these other fights on here. Like I said, big props to Holly Holm. We're gonna see what's going to be in the future for both her and Rousey, because there's going to be all kinds of different opportunities. But, this guy needs to retire, dude. Okay, Perosh. I don't know if you've seen it, but Anthony Perosh looked horrible. He looked awkward. I picked him to win because I didn't see him being this bad. He was bad, man.
He's been up and down, man. He's had really good fights where he just comes out and he blasts his teeth in and wins. But he's had other fights where he comes out and he just gets his block knocked off.
Where he looks like he looked against Gian Vellante. And Gian Vellante kind of pumped his own brakes in the interview, because he was like, yeah, he improved, but in his own back of his own mind, he's thinking, I can't really take anything from this fucking fight. Because the next guy I fight, you can almost guarantee he's going to be way better than Anthony Perosh. And we've seen a couple guys this night that you're questioning if they should be in the cage. Like a Stefan Struve and a Rochel.
I mean, it was kind of completely uneventful fight. I mean,
it gives a bad stain and a bad look on the heavyweight division, bro.
It does. It may as well not even have been on the card, man. Really, Rochel was, got a couple takedowns, and I mean, it was just a floor and bore for a lot of it, and then it's just Stefan Struve. It's like, dude, you're gun shy, way too gun shy. You should have gone off. I mean, ridiculous. I don't know what he's thinking, man. I really don't. It's too lackadaisical. Everything will be fine. I'll just go with the flow here. And I just thought Stefan Struve, especially with what Stefan Struve has done in the past, it's like I just don't. I got to question the guy whether his gut's in it or not. I just don't even think he's got it in his gut anymore. I just don't think so.
I know especially when you see him and he gets some separation against Jared Rochel, you're almost like screaming in your mind.
Yeah.
Let your hands go. Let your legs go. Let's see the old skyscraper or whatever. Stefan Struve. Where is he at?
He's been gone for a long time, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Maybe it's the health issues he was having a couple years ago. I think that might have something to do with it. Maybe he just kind of lost something there.
I don't know, but
his will is gone. I don't know. I still think, like I said, I don't think he's got it in his gut like he used to. I think he's trying to, but I just don't think he has it in his gut, man.
And we're going to get to. And speaking of, we already mentioned, Jared Rochel. Yeah, he won. He didn't look good though, man. He didn't. You can't come out and say, yeah, I'm proud of that. And the UFC's looking at that too, saying, hey, man, you got to step your game up, bro. Yeah, you're a good wrestler and shit, but the ground, and we talked about it before the fight, about him staying out of the guard and shit and not getting mixed up in the long length of Stefan Struve, which he did. He was in a side mount a lot of the times, but then didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's great. Takedown's one thing. Yeah, you got some fucking pointage for that. But after that, it's nothing. And then for Stefan Struve to finally get out of that situation, like I said, we're looking for Stefan Struve to let his hands go to, I'm not necessarily saying, head kicks or whatever kicks, but let's just see some action, kicks to the legs, whatever. Struve, man, you had the length. When you had the opportunity, you didn't use it. Both these guys, as it wore on, we're going to get the gas, and then we're going to get the fucking ass. Fucking tank, fucking bullshit, farting in an elevator, like you say. And it just turns people off to this fucking sport when you watch two heavyweights that aren't fucking showing up, dude. And we talk about these two, we talk about Approach, and we talk about another guy, a fucking Bigfoot. At least Hunt showed up, did another walk-off.
Yeah, I think Silva. I don't know. I don't want to say his gut's not in it. I think he still wants to be, a good fighter or whatever. I just think, I don't know. It's going to be shut off notice anytime a good striker lands on him. To me, it's just his chin is starting to get real questionable to me. I mean, I don't even think it's the point of questionable. It's getting to the point of glass chin here.
And with all these cuts that UFC are making. Like a Sola Paleli being cut or whatever and then retiring. It's like, if you're not doing this performance and you're not having a good showing, so when the UFC does their next card and they say, oh shit, we got to put Rochel or a Struve or a Bigfoot or a, Paroche on the thing, this is going to kind of fucking put a little ass onto the card because of what they showed us. So these guys any one of these guys could, like you said, get a pink slip cutsies. As far as I'm concerned, the way they're cutting people now. So, but
yeah, you never know, man. Could just be. I mean,
but we do know that the second coming is stopped once again. Robert Whittaker coming in, showing guts, took some heavy shots, but refused to give up against the Uriah Hall, dude.
Yeah,
and
took a good fight to Uriah Hall, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And
beat him up a bit too. I would go ahead and say.
I would have to say he landed some heavy shots himself, and Uriah Hall couldn't string anything really good together. It's almost like, to me, Uriah Hall's looking for the highlight money shot all the time, and that's his success. But if you're getting a Robert Whittaker who's going to sit there and brawl you and not allow you to do that, I think you might have to have Plan B. I don't know, but.
Yeah, and there was some times where he was going to try to do some of that showy showman stuff. You know what I mean? Where it looked like he was going to start doing some of that, and it's just like, well, I don't want to say failed attempt, but it's like that wouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? Like he had a couple where he was, what's the attempt here, man? I didn't see what he was trying to do here, but I don't know. It looked pretty lame, I should say. not to beat up on the guy, but you're not going to get that, picture perfect performance like that, every time out. It's just not going to happen. I mean, and I don't think he'll, I shouldn't, the guy's obviously gotten a lot better. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're going to see another performance like he had against the guard in a long time. I mean, unless he's, belt ready the next couple of years here or whatever, or next year and a half, 2 years, we're not going to see him, which I don't even think it'll get to that point. But
yeah, we'll have to see. But overall, it was a decent night. But like I said, you got a couple black eyes in there of, the black eye of on the sport, for the simple fact is you got guys that are getting paid a lot of money and they're not fucking showing up that night, or they're giving lackluster performances. And doesn't look good, man. You got fucking cardio is a big thing, man, and you can't end a fight in the first round all the time. These guys got to be in shape for a 3-round battle. They're not asking you to go 5 rounds.
Yeah, I think a lot of these they're having issues with the banning of that rehydration, how they do it by
the IVs.
Yeah, they're banning that. I gotta wonder if we're seeing some of that where these guys make these huge cuts and then they usually replenish with IV, and they can't do that now. So I gotta wonder if we're seeing some effects of that. Maybe I don't. It's kind of a shot in the dark, maybe, but
I wonder if they maybe take instead of having it so much like boxing did, maybe have a little more leeway on the poundage. Maybe have like a 5-pound range or something. You could be in this 5 pounds or something. I'm just saying,
plus or minus like plus or minus 2.5 or something.
Exactly. So where it's like it's not an inordinate amount where it's going to be such an edge, or a disadvantage the other way.
Right.
So that's I would just say, if you're going to take away the fucking IVs, you got to give back a little to these guys.
Yeah, because it's, especially if it's boxing, you're in there, you're doing one discipline. You're in here, you're doing many different disciplines.
That take different,
Yeah, the weight classes almost don't. I mean, yeah, they are necessary, but I mean, like you're saying, you could play with them a little bit and probably have some good success, and guys could be a little more natural. You know what I mean, or be a little more
walking around
comfortable. Yeah, comfortable too. But another name I wanted to mention on this card, man, your boy James Mutasari, man, looked awesome.
Yeah,
looked spinning back fist.
Bad Mutasari rising.
Yeah. The guy looked awesome, man. I can't even put the words together here, but he's got a bright future, man. That guy looked great. There were some farts on the card though, for sure. I mean, the Richard Walsh. I don't want to take anything away from him. He looked like he was going after it. But Steve Kennedy, I don't know if he got clocked really early on or something and just lost something, but he looked really second rate. I was really surprised to see him in UFC, but like I said, I'm not. He must have got really, really rocked at the beginning of the fight because he looked. What's the word, man? Oh, he looked really unprofessional, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Really
gross.
Weird. Steve Kennedy, it's his second fight in UFC. I might be his last. I don't know, but like you were saying, good card. Good card. Not amazing. It's just a shocker.
I think And before we get out of here, we do have to give props up to Jajana, Jacek.
Yeah, Joanna. Major props to Letourneau too, man.
Yeah, for hanging in there, man.
She looked great. I thought Letourneau got, if not 1 and 2, at least really, really close on getting those 2 rounds.
JJ turned it up in the championship rounds.
She did
with the boxing and the combos, dude. And I was feeling bad for Letourneau under Letourneau's eyes, man. She was taking a fucking pummeling, dude.
Yeah. But hey, man, tough girl, man. Tough girl. Tough. Because I thought, like I said at the beginning, first 2 rounds, I thought she was winning. But like you said, those championship rounds, man.
Well, it's JJ and Paige. soon here.
Yeah, Paige.
Collision course with these two girls.
I think Paige is. Who's she fighting again? I can't remember. She's fighting. No, yeah, it's Rose Namajunas.
Okay.
She's fighting Rose Namajunas. I think that might be in like
December or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see here, they have a card coming up. It's Magny versus Gastelum. I'm not going to be on that one. That's next week. I would almost say, yeah, let's go over that card, but it's not. To me, it's not even worth going over, man. It's really not. It's Magny versus Gastelum.
Rather play some Drunk Island or something.
Yeah. Check that out too, people. Let's Play Drunk Island is on YouTube. Give it a look.
And another thing we'd like to give props to you guys for, and all our old fans and new fans that are maybe coming back from listening to our last show, which is probably closing in on, it's pretty much closing in on 7,000 listens right now, people. And we have other hits on it from other areas that we share it from, but we're telling you right now, big thanks, big props. Yeah. We didn't expect it. I know it's Ronda Rousey, but thanks for choosing our show to tune into.
Yeah, big time, man. Yeah, it does mean a lot, because sometimes it's hard to want to continue doing a show like this, because we're not getting paid for it. We don't have any star power. So sometimes people just don't notice us. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see when we do get some love like that. So it's really, really appreciated, man. So anybody who shared
7,000 years hearing our voices.
Yeah, big thank you, man. Big time. And another milestone for us. We were hoping and really, really, pushing to try to get 50,000 plays before the end of 2016. We did it last night. So
milestone.
Yeah, great milestone. Probably a little celebration show, somewhere in the near future here, just to throw it out there and give some thanks and crap like that. But if you want to cap it off, dude, I'm ready to duck out of here, man.
Once again, people, thank you for the support. Please keep tuning in. We're going to have more content coming up, and like Brian was saying, we're going to be doing video games, tech talk, and some MMA and more is where that comes in. So check us out. Thanks for the support. Steadfast.
And a got beer. Get down, dude. Get down, man. Get down.
Uh-oh.
All right, people, thanks for tuning in, man. It was a blast. Don't forget to check us out, MMA Aftermath on Facebook, MMA Aftermath on Twitter, also Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And head on over to illegalelbow.com. Check out the top 20 heavyweight list and the heavyweight forecast and all the extras and new stuff that Brian's been putting on. That's illegalelbow.com, people.